Hello lovelies. Hold on. Can you imagine that moment when a life suddenly ends? The screen fades, the chat slows, and silence takes over. It's not just quiet, it feels like something is hiding behind it. Sonia and Maurice may not say a word, yet the silence itself feels louder than their talk. Fans can't resist filling in the blanks, so they rush in with their own versions of what it could mean. A small pause turns into a full story, a quiet look becomes a hidden plan. Isn't it wild? That silence turns into gist fuel, and instead of an ending, people get a cliffhanger. Everyone stays restless, guessing and spinning ideas all night long. In the end, the silence looks like strategy, even if it's just a pause. And that is why the quiet after a life can sometimes shake things more than the life itself. Picture this. Sonia posts a simple selfie, maybe just to show her style or beauty. But the internet doesn't see it that way. What she means as just fun suddenly turns into a gist circle. Fans rush to connect the dots, linking the photo to Maurice or even Pearl, and from nowhere, a harmless selfie becomes a clue. Isn't that surprising? People start digging into her smile, her pose, or even her background, searching for something deeper that might not even be there. Instead of a simple post, it becomes a talking point, a mystery that grows bigger with every comment. The more she stays quiet about it, the more fans interpret it. That single photo becomes the start of endless discussions, and before you know it, one harmless picture is fueling more gist than expected. It shows how even the smallest action can spark the loudest conversations. You know what really keeps people hooked? It's not just rivalry, it's suspense. Anytime Sonia, Maurice, or Pearl appear, nobody knows what to expect. Will they laugh and joke, will they throw light shade, or will the room suddenly feel tense? That uncertainty makes the moment electric. Isn't that the true attraction? The fun part is that fans themselves sometimes add extra drama just to make things more exciting. They turn every action into a storyline, stretching the suspense even further. That unpredictability keeps everyone glued, because each time feels like something new. People don't watch because they know what will happen, they watch because they don't. That mystery creates a thrill, and fans feed on that thrill, keeping the gist alive long after the moment passes. In the end, the suspense itself is the hook, the one thing that makes every gathering with Sonia, Maurice, or Pearl feel like an unfolding story. Now let's talk about strategy. Sonia doesn't play this game like others. While many expect her to clap back, she chooses silence. At first, people take it as weakness, but then she comes out with a new win that shocks everyone. Isn't that clever? Instead of wasting time on drama, she channels her energy into results. And when those results arrive, they overshadow all the noise. Her silence becomes power, it's like a weapon she uses to stay in control. Every time she chooses not to reply, she builds suspense, and when she finally drops her achievement, it speaks louder than any words. That is why people now see her as untouchable. She has flipped the script, showing that silence can win bigger battles than arguments. The surprise of her wins makes her look stronger, and it proves that staying calm can sometimes be the most powerful response of all. Here's something about Sonia that makes her stand out: her focus. While others get carried away with distractions, she stays locked in on her goals. Isn't that inspiring? She doesn't waste energy chasing drama, because she knows her real competition is herself. That is why her wins feel so strong. Every time she achieves something new, it shows her steady path and determination. People notice it because it's different. Instead of being dragged into the noise, she channels her energy into growth. Her focus acts like a shield, protecting her from negativity and keeping her steps firm. That is why her success continues to grow. It's built on a clear vision, not on random reactions. And because she doesn't compete with anyone else, her wins feel natural and solid. It's a reminder that focusing on your own path often brings bigger rewards than chasing after distractions. Sonia proves that perfectly every single time. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Sonia's wins don't just shine, they also reveal hidden feelings around her. Instead of celebrating her growth, some people twist the story because her success unsettles them. Isn't that strange? But the funniest part is that Sonia doesn't even try to shake the table. Her growth alone does it. The brighter she shines, the more reactions spill out, both good and bad. That's the power of true success. It doesn't only build you up, it exposes what others feel about you. Without saying a word, her achievements stir emotions and bring out different sides of people. It shows that her presence alone can spark conversations, without effort. That's real power, being able to move the room just by being yourself. Her growth is like light, it reveals everything, even things people try to hide. And that makes her journey all the more fascinating to watch. Have you noticed this? Fans can turn the smallest moments into the biggest gist. A little pause, a quick laugh, or even a glance during a live becomes a talking point. Isn't that surprising? Sonia and Maurice might just be enjoying themselves, but viewers add their own meanings. They replay, they guess, and they stretch simple actions into something huge. It's almost like fans are addicted to mystery, they can't resist creating more stories. That is what makes these moments unforgettable. The silence looks like a secret, the laugh becomes a clue, and the smile feels like a sign. People hold on to these small details and turn them into endless discussions. And the more Sonia stays quiet, the more people add layers of gist. It shows how fans themselves play a huge part in keeping the excitement alive. Small things become big stories, and that keeps everyone entertained for long. Now listen to this. Sonia's silence is not ordinary, it's a weapon. She knows when to hold back and when to step forward. Isn't that brilliant? That balance keeps people on their toes, wondering what's coming next. While others waste energy responding loudly, she conserves her strength. Then, just when the noise dies down, she reappears with something new that makes everyone pay attention. That silence is not emptiness, it's a tool. By controlling when she speaks and when she doesn't, Sonia looks like she is in charge of the whole game. It's a strategy that works in her favor, because it makes her unpredictable. Silence builds suspense, and her next move becomes even more powerful. It shows that strength doesn't always come from shouting, it can also come from knowing when to stay quiet. Sonia uses that perfectly, and that's what makes her journey stand out so strongly. The most interesting thing is not just Sonia's success, but how she carries it. Isn't that true? She doesn't chase drama, but somehow, her wins bring drama on their own. Without saying a single word, she becomes the center of gist. That's what makes her presence so magnetic. People keep talking, even when she says nothing. Her success speaks for her, louder than arguments or replies. Every win sets off new discussions, because fans want to analyze, compare, and guess what's next. Sonia's strength lies in that effortless pull, she doesn't force it, yet she becomes the headline. It shows the kind of power that doesn't need noise to be noticed. Instead, her achievements tell the story, and people can't help but talk about it. That's why her success feels so strong, it's not carried by words but by results that naturally draw attention. At the end of everything, Sonia's journey teaches a big lesson. Isn't it powerful? Silence, focus, and strategy can sometimes be louder than all the noise in the world. She doesn't chase gossip, she doesn't respond to every rumor, yet her story pulls people in again and again. That is because real strength shows itself in action, not in endless talk. Fans stay glued because the drama almost writes itself, her quietness sparks more conversations than any argument could. It's a reminder that you don't need to shout to be heard. Sonia proves that calmness, determination, and growth can capture attention far more than constant noise. Each step she takes adds to her story, and people can't help but follow it. That's why her journey stands out. It's not about reacting, but about choosing silence, focusing on growth, and letting results speak louder than anything else. And that keeps her untouchable. Alright guys. Thanks for your audience, and have a lovely day. Bye.